my hands in prayer pose and take a deep breath and say, welcome. Welcome, everyone. This is Recovery Dharma. My name is Julia. I am recording this particular part of the meeting, just the meditation, and we'll post this on our YouTube page so you can access it later. You can also access this via our website, which will appear later on in the meeting today in the chat. Having these sessions recorded, again, just the meditation part, is a wonderful soft entry into a Buddhist inspired approach to recovery, which is what Recovery Dharma is. Using the practices and principles of Buddhism, there are thousands of practices and principles to address our habit energy, to really instill in the mind and body a sense of encouragement, courage, honesty, aspiration, to stand before the ways we engage with our lives, both skillfully and unskillfully, with tools that keep us solid and anchored, recognizing that we are going to encounter times in our lives where we're unskillful, when we engage with life in maladaptive ways, seeking soothing and comfort. This is a very, very human thing to do. We use Buddhist practices and principles as a way of recognizing this habit energy, determining its level of skill and how it may be causing harm to ourselves and by extension to others, and then finding and creating options to do something different. It's amazing, and it is a practice. So today, for our practice, we are going to explore the element of air. In the Spokane Sangha for the month of December, we have been exploring the 5 elements: earth, air, fire, water, space, or mystery. And this is actually a very ancient Buddhist practice. It's a recognition that everything you see in the earth is interdependent, it's interconnected. You are the earth, I am the earth. Everything that a tree needs to survive, I need also, including the tree. When I breathe near a tree, I expel carbon dioxide. The tree is like, ooh, that's what I need. And it takes in that carbon dioxide and it purifies it so I have oxygen to breathe. We are connected, trees and I. You and the trees, you and me. And why we bring this forward, and I think why the Buddha brought this forward thousands of years ago now, is a way of helping the mind get out of its small, limited space. If you have a mind anything like mine, and I think you do, because my mind isn't particularly unique, I have a propensity to get pretty petty. And I have a propensity to perseverate, which means I think about the same thing over and over and over and over again. I obsess and I judge and I get really small. Like, why can't people just do what I want them to do? Why can't they just be cool? You know, why do people have to engage all kinds of assholery that makes me crazy, right? What's the matter with people, right? And then I just get so focused in on what people aren't doing that I forget, oh, wait a minute. There's a lot more happening here. And if I can just soften to that and open to that, then I can access the limitless qualities. So remember, friends, yesterday we brought forward, as we were breathing and exploring air, we brought forward a very, very tricky activating word, which is worth. And the feelings of worthlessness that are often punctuating and dotting the journey of recovery. We feel so worthless. Many feel so worthless. Many feel so insecure. I have felt so insecure. I have felt that I need to prove myself and find ways to legitimize everything that I'm doing. But in the realm of the limitless qualities, the infinite nature of the universe, of air, of space, these qualities exist outside of any assignment of value. We don't love people because they're worth it. We love people because we love people. Let's turn that around and let me apply that to myself. People don't love me because of all the things that I do. Maybe they do. But the real love, that depth of love that we experience, that unconditional love, is people love me because of me. They love me despite all of my misgivings, and they love me in the light of encouraging all the wonderful things that I do too. The bothness of me, the wholeness of me is what is fodder for people's love. And this is a big task. We talk a lot about unconditional love, and yet we put forward a lot of conditions on people, including ourselves. So let's take that into a meditation, shall we? And let's use the element of air as we breathe to settle into this as an exploration. So I'm going to close my eyes. And I'm sitting on this office chair that many of you know that I don't like. You'd think that I would find a different chair. I can't seem to get around to it. And I'm going to roll my shoulders are kind of curved forward, and that's a very tight position for my body. So I'm going to intentionally roll my shoulders up and roll them back. And I invite you to do the same. You can even do what I'm doing, and that is put your fingertips on your shoulders as a little friendly companion to encourage them to roll. So lift your shoulders up toward your ears. Maybe put your elbows out as wings to roll your shoulders back. Feel your shoulder blades in the back. You might arch your back a little bit. Just come into your body. Do that a few times to really enter into this space, this beautiful earthen temple that is your body, and then find a place to sit and relax and see if you can sit in a way where you've got a little bit of a bounce. So you're not leaning all the way back, kind of slumped. See if for the duration of this meditation you can sit upright. Lean toward the edge of your chair and really put forward some intentionality. This is a way to actively engage this meditation. Notice how your feet want to be. My ankles are crossed. My hands are resting in my lap. My belly is soft. My spine is nice and straight. And I want to keep the core of my body a little bit active. So every once in a while, I'm checking in and you're going to see me bounce just a little bit. When I get too relaxed, I sort of sink. And then I notice I begin to kind of slouch. I'm just exaggerating that for you right now. And what I'd really like to do is sit nice and tall and light and bouncy and airy. And this is a way to create conditions in the body to be able to breathe with clarifying intention. I'd like to invite you now to bring your awareness and a very friendly gaze to the magnificence of your face. You know, your face is the only one there is. It's the only one that's ever been, and it's the only one that shall ever be. Your face is a one of a kind miracle, and that makes me smile. And if that isn't something to love all by itself, I don't know what is. You have a one of a kind, magnificent face, and so do I. And just look around today at how many one of a kind, beautiful faces are out there. Golly, mind blowing. So many different styles of faces, so many colors of skin and hair and eyes, and so many shapes in our eyebrows and noses, so many different kinds of teeth and smiles, skin that's smooth and filled with story, riding on various kinds of wrinkles. Oh, you could spend days exploring faces, years even. Breathe that in, friends. I have a one of a kind face. And on the exhale, turn that friendly awareness to your mouth. And for the duration of this meditation, I invite you to keep your mouth closed if it's possible, and bring your tongue to the roof of your mouth just behind your teeth and let it rest there. This is a way of stabilizing the breath. And when you breathe, breathe through your nostrils and just notice if your nostrils are blocked in any way. And if they are and you're not getting enough air, please open your mouth. But as you're meditating today and breathing, you can even play with your nostrils and breathe through one nostril and then the other just to determine, is one nostril more open than the other. And this is just a recognition. This is just an awareness. As we breathe together, Sangha, wise friends, allow your body the gift of slowing down. We all know that we live in a very fast, highly distracted contemporary world. It's one thing to say that, to know it. It's another way to add a little resistance to it, to recognize it's very easy to get into its flow, into its energy. And by doing something different, we create a little bit of resistance to slow down with great intentionality. Breathe in. Breathe out. Invite your breath to be measured. And by that I mean simply watch it. Notice how you can control your breath. You can control its pace. You can control its depth. You can control its heat and texture. And by that, I simply mean notice when you breathe in what the temperature is. Does it feel cold? And as you get into this practice and as you slow everything down, pay attention, because if you are feeling a little bit cold, maybe because you're nervous about this or uncertain, in a few inhalations and exhalations, you'll notice things beginning to warm up and soften. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in the air external to you. We're breathing the same air, friends. It's amazing. We're all over the world, and yet it's all the same air that we're taking these intentional sips from together. And then we're allowing that air to have a little journey, a little adventure in our own individual, unique bodies, going into our nostrils, inflating in the lungs, activating our red blood cells, being in, oxygenating those red blood cells, traveling throughout the body. It's amazing. And then we're exhaling it back into the world for the earth, the trees to take care of. Breathing in. Breathing out. I'm bringing forward this reminder of how we're all breathing the same air, because one of the things we can do when we're working with our own minds, whether the mind is mired in worry or anxiety, maybe it's feeling petty, and maybe the mind is sort of scratching at us, taking these little mean-spirited swipes. You did this, you didn't do that. Why did you say this? You could have said that. Maybe we're feeling very harsh toward ourselves for having had a craving. Maybe there was a recent recurrence. Maybe your journey right now of recovery is not uh, with abstinence. Maybe your journey is more of a harm reduction approach, where you're still using one substance but not the other. And maybe you have some kind of judgmental voice that's like, yeah, what's the matter with you? You should be off all substances. Shame on you. Wow. Look at all of that. And let's just breathe that in fearlessly. And on the exhalation, let's breathe out that someone else, somewhere in the world, is having those same thoughts, having those same experiences, experiencing doubt and worry and judgment and harshness and pettiness, fear, just like me. And breathe in again with them, this complete stranger with a face you can't see, but it's a one-of-a-kind face, just like mine. And it's a beautiful face, just like mine. And it has all these unique features, just like mine. So let's breathe in all these strangers and all these friends. And on the exhalation this time, let's breathe out ease and peace and love, not because they've done anything for us, not because they deserve it or don't deserve it. Let's breathe out love for no other reason than love loves to love. Let's breathe that in. And let's exhale it out. Breathing in. Love loves to love. It just does. That's the limitless nature of it. Breathe it out. Spread it out there. And now for this one, let's breathe in compassion. Compassion loves to be understanding and present, empathetic and caring, just because. Breathe out your compassion. Breathe in joy. Joy doesn't need a reason to be there. Joy is just a twirling sensation. It's a scent in the air. It's a mood that arises and falls. Joy loves to be joyful. So we can experience joy just because. We didn't do anything to deserve it. We didn't do anything to deny it. Let's just let joy be. Exhale it out. And finally, let's inhale equanimity or inclusivity. And in this space of inclusivity and these other limitless qualities includes all of their opposites. So whenever we feel resistant to love, we're feeling all of those aversive feelings like fear and hatred and judgment. Let them be there. Breathe them in. And exhale the constant presence of love. When we're feeling repulsion, like we just don't know what to do, we don't want to do anything for somebody's illness, we don't feel particularly empathetic, or maybe we're just exhausted by it all. And our compassion extended outward feels very limited. You know, one of the most important things we can do is simply recognize that. And that, my friends, is an expression of compassion toward oneself. Breathe that in and out. Joy. Joy is always available to hold the hands of sorrow and despair, depression, prickliness, all of it. Breathe that in and out. And in the spaciousness of this air, of this breathing, this beautiful atmosphere that surrounds the whole globe that keeps us all connected in life, let's include all of it in a great expansive mind. And if you can't get there in the mind, that's okay. Maybe all you need to know is that the expanse of the universe, the expanse around the globe, fits so beautifully upon the smile on your face. Your smile today to someone has the potential to change a life, including your own. Breathe that in. May I change my life, breathing out by simply smiling. Let's go ahead, friends, and end our practice today with a dedication of merit. Yesterday, I shared with the community a practice of breathing that I call breathing into thresholds or breathing over thresholds. And I love this practice, and I'd like to share it again. Just because the holiday season is very stressful. And for me, I can get so quickly swept up into it that I'm kind of in an automatic automaton mind. I'm not even paying attention. So, this is a practice of paying attention, and it's lighthearted and joyful. And breathing into thresholds is a practice where before you go into a store, for example, the grocery store, a Costco or a Sam's or a toy store or whatever it is, before you go into it, breathe. And not just a type of a breath, but more of a, wow, okay, I'm about to go into this place where there's a lot of people with all kinds of stories and histories, varying degrees of practice, unique faces and smiles, legacies, struggles, successes, just like me. So I'm going to breathe that in. And on the exhale, I'm going to remember, may I be at ease and at peace, and may everyone I encounter be at ease and at peace. Another way to do this is to find one room in your house. Your bathroom's a good one. Every time you go into the bathroom, just before you enter into it, just slow down, pause, breathe. My body is going to do something in this bathroom. I'm going to eliminate toxins from my body. This is a beautiful function in my body. And all of this intentionality is good for me, and by extension, good for everyone else. I want to thank you all for your presence here today. It's an enormous effort to come to these practices. It is a privilege to be of service. It is an honor to be a member of this community and to practice with you. I wish for you a beautiful, beautiful day, a fantastic weekend. May you fearlessly and joyfully share your smile far and wide. Have a great day, friends. We'll see you next time. Namaste.